I feel like I'm in a dream right now. This doesn't even seem real. This guy, Hyonder Singh, the guy who took 3 people's lives from them on the Florida Turnpike and who also caused multiple other accidents over his stint illegally in America from 2018 up until this point with his fraudulently obtained CDL, was let loose by the Florida Highway Patrol.
A dash camera caught a frightening moment. A semi-truck rolled over and crashed into oncoming traffic. This was yesterday near Palm Springs. And here you see it. The truck veers sharply to its left, crashes through the barrier, and rolls over into traffic. Officials say 2 people were killed in that accident.
Would you believe that 2.5 million people signed a petition asking the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, for leniency on this piece of shit?
Between Democrats and Republicans, who do you think is doing this? Ladies and gentlemen, this Indian man who made an illegal turn and unalived 3 people, 2.5 million people in the United States have filed a petition that he doesn't go to jail, that he doesn't get deported.
Making same illegal U-turn. This is way more serious than the accident we just seen. But you wouldn't hear any politician talking about it. Why? Because the driver isn't an immigrant. The driver doesn't wear a turban. And this doesn't fit their agenda. This doesn't get them votes. When an immigrant driver did the same thing in Florida, everybody talked about it. Governors talked about it, senators talked.
Not about his skin tone, it's about the fact that he killed 3 people. And whether it was because he couldn't read or because he decided to ignore the signs, make an illegal U-turn on an interstate where people were going 70 miles per hour and had the audacity to look annoyed that he caused an accident that ended the lives of a family. And by all means, no one's excusing the actions of the bus driver. Please call the company and report him because he should lose his job. But he didn't cause 3 people to die. He either did this on purpose or couldn't read English. This isn't about his skin color.
If they don't like illegal immigrants coming in, then they should work on their borders. They should work on their policies. But
we're literally trying to, and people keep calling the country racist for doing the exact same thing that every other country does.
People are angry. People are very furious. I need to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the trucker from India who made a wrong turn and unalived 3 people, well, when the pop-up reached on site, they talked to him in English and he couldn't say a word.
My no license in the ticket.
what's that?
They send the ticket in the no my credit.
I'm sorry, I guess I don't understand what
Maybe in the this my ticket in the my license. Or how many years?
Don't quote me on this. I think a ticket will stay anywhere from 5 to 7 years, depending on what state you're from. Anywhere for that long, okay?
And on top of that, there is 2.5 million people that have signed a petition that this man should not be deported and he should not go to jail. And my question to y'all is, who do you think is delusional enough to sign a petition that a man who can't speak English and illegal, driving, causing harm on American roads, should not be deported and should not go to jail?
I feel like I'm in a dream right now. This doesn't even seem real. This guy, Hyonder Singh, the guy who took 3 people's lives from them on the Florida Turnpike and who also caused multiple other accidents over his stint illegally in America from 2018 up until this point with his fraudulently obtained CDL, was let loose by the Florida Highway Patrol. They said, hey buddy, you got to go to court tomorrow, but just, I don't know, just go get a hotel room or something. Do you think he really went to get a hotel room? No, he became a fugitive from justice and got on an airplane and flew from Florida to Sacramento, California. And for 2 days, from August 13th to the 15th, the guy was in the wind and he was gathering his belongings so that he could try to hop ship and evade the American justice system and go back to his country of origin, which was India. Now, I totally understand the need for accident reconstruction, but maybe this is just me, but I feel like if I'm driving a commercial vehicle and I'm on a major interstate, a turnpike at that, and there's a massive sign that a 90-year-old grandma could see from 100 yards away without her glasses that says no U-turn, and I cut over from the far right lane across the inside lane to make a U-turn, and a van with 3 people in it in the inside lane crash into my trailer and T-bone me, and they lose their life and their DOA, That to me seems like a pretty cut and dry case. I mean, we can sort out the other details later. What led up to it? Why did you do this? What was going through your mind? Are you supposed to be here to begin with? He wasn't. But in the moment, why did the Florida Highway Patrol just say, yeah, buddy, I don't know, like we're gonna look at some stuff, we're gonna investigate, go grab you a hotel room, take a hot shower, there's some free continental breakfast over there, this one's got a nice pool, maybe you should try this one over here, it's got a nice Chinese restaurant by it. Why did they do that? Why was this guy not arrested on the scene? I feel like I don't have the gift of foreknowledge, but I feel like if I did, I know that if that were me in that situation or literally anybody else, they would have been arrested. I would have been arrested on the spot, bar none, no questions asked, full stop. I would have been leaving in shackles. But this guy was just given a recommendation to the local Holiday Inn to go get a free continental breakfast and watch Netflix till his court date the next morning. But obviously, like we just discussed, he didn't do that. He had every single intention of evading arrest, which he tried to do. He got on a plane. Somehow this guy was able to go get on a plane, I guess because he wasn't in custody, and fly from Florida to California. He thought he was safe in California, but unfortunately the U.S. Marshals picked him up. Thankfully they did. He was in the wind, like we said, for 2 days. The guy came that close to getting on a plane and being back in India and having zero consequences for his actions. I plead with people to get them to try to understand that people do come over and walk across the southern border illegally, and they're able to obtain a commercial driver's license. People think that's crazy. They think that is the most absurd thing they've ever heard, and it's unbelievable. But it's true. This guy did it. And then I also tell people that, yeah, these guys also take people's lives through reckless driving, and then they just hop on a plane and they make their way back to their home country and they face no justice. And people are like, oh, there's no way. This is America. We have a robust criminal justice system. This guy came that close because the state of Florida said, yeah, buddy, just go get a hotel room. This happens all the time. When is enough going to be enough? I mean, this story is unraveling into something that I never even imagined. It just keeps getting worse. Saying stuff like this, like, oh, this can't happen again. We're going to launch an investigation. What does that even mean? What do you mean launch an investigation? You're telling us what we already know. Oh, we figured out the guy can't speak English. Bada bing, bada boom. We already knew that. Everybody already knew that. We found out that he's an illegal alien. Well, guess what? So did the Arkansas police when he crashed through the bridge, but somehow he was still allowed to remain in America. So did the state of Washington when he went to get a CDL and they just gave it to him. So did the state of California when he went to get a CDL and they just gave it to him. It was probably easier for him to get a CDL in Washington and California as an illegal alien than it was for actual residents of the states to try to get CDLs during that time frame. I'm just speculating, but I'm just saying. I mean, they're telling us stuff that we already know. So my question is, why are they not doing something to actually fix it? I don't see anything. I have seen the executive order be rolled out, and since then I have saw zero, and I mean zero change, as a guy who is in the industry every single day, in the level of guys who can't speak English being taken off the roadway. Nothing has changed. They're still here everywhere. Like 80 to 90% of OTR drivers, I would argue, are the exact type of people we're talking about in this video.
I could make this up, I would, but I can't. With that being said, let's get right into it. So y'all remember the drive I was telling y'all about in my last video, about he was driving on the wrong side of the highway, and I thought it was because of his English. Well, come to find out, it wasn't. He did it with evil intents. Yeah, you heard me right. He did it with evil intents. Now, I don't know if he had an argument with his girlfriend. I don't know if he didn't get paid for a load. I don't know what the case was, but the state troopers had to pull up on that boy with the guns drawn. Can you believe that? On top of that, they had to wrestle with him to get him up out the truck. It took 3 state troopers to get him up out the truck.
Do you think Democrats are delusional? Do you think Republicans are delusional? Is it his fellow Indian people that are in the country, that are so many like that they are signing a petition to keep him in the country? No, because meanwhile, you're about to get angry, baby. You're about to be angrier. See, the thing is, American people are not happy because tell me why Indian people are coming on the internet and saying, hey, yo, white people, y'all be doing the most and nobody touches you. So leave our guy alone. You're Black Americans. Y'all be doing the most in your country and y'all are not touched. So leave our boy alone. And Americans are clapping back.